Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering. Here we have Peter on Thassa's Lash, a very fun combo deck that also has some of the best cards in Legacy in terms of counter magic and cantrips. And Matt on Oops All Spells, a blazing fast combo. We've got Chancellor of the Annex, and now Chrome Mox, Imprinting Cabal, Ritual. And if your opponent's keeping with Oops All Spells, it's almost certain that they're going to try and kill you on the first turn. Unless they've mulled very low. What? Alright. Well, we'll see how this works out for Matt. I am very surprised at this. We've got a Agadeem's Awakening coming in tapped. And this just does not seem anywhere near fast enough to me. This is giving Peter all sorts of time to get his counter magic online, potentially win himself. I mean, it is Legacy. And a Chalice at 1. Paying the 1. That's going to stop Cabal Therapies out of the yard. Yeah, I think Peter does not want a win condition from here. I think he actually just needs a counter spell in hand. I don't know how Matt gets past a single counter spell in terms of resolving that Dread return that he'll eventually need. Impulse, end of turn. I think the only reason Peter would be wise to get a win sooner than later would be to give him enough time for games 2 and 3 if Matt somehow wins game 2, for example. I mean, Peter's pretty much got this one sewn up. Oh, very elegantly done. So Thought Lash is going to remove all of Peter's library as a bubble, little protection from incoming damage. Of course, the real effect of that is the combo with Thassa's Oracle and Shelldock Isle, as Shelldock Isle notices that there's no cards left in the library and allows Peter to easily cast the Thassa's Oracle for the win. So, tidy little finish to that game. And Peter's going to have plenty of time for game 2 and 3. If it does come to that. However, the ball is in Matt's court. He needs to keep a stronger hand. I am not an expert with this deck, but I have goldfished it a few hundred times. I threw together the build as soon as those new lands were spoiled. Actually did play it a little bit here and there in events, I believe. If not, I've played it with some people in the store just to kind of showcase the power of the deck. Seemed like a 70 to 80% win percentage. Now, it wasn't a large enough sample size to really be conclusive. Could probably model that statistically much more accurately given some more time, but just drawing hands and having your set criteria of keeping hands that win on the first turn. I mean, it was 70 to 80%, basically doing sets of 10. I'd be hitting 7 to 8 each round on average, and that would allow for a pretty high win percentage in a real life setting. I mean, you're just going for it, and about half of those wins had backup of one form or another. I was packing both Chancellor of the Annex and Pact of Negation, not Force of Negation. This deck not able to support Force of Will or Force of Negation realistically. Because you're going to have to mulligan. Like, you're going to mull until you can cast your turn 1 Balustrade Spy or your turn 1 Undercity Informer and activated it. A little bit of an argument for being able to just cast the Undercity Informer and then untap and activate after your draw, but that does open you up to a whole nother realm of things that can stop you, namely spot removal. So if your opponent has a card like Lightning Bolt or Swords to Plowshares, now you're vulnerable to that, whereas previously you're not, if you have the mana to just go ahead and activate. yeah, there's not too much to the deck. It's pretty straightforward. I really do think you need to just keep hands that go for the throat. It is worth noting that Lion's Eye Diamond is a very interesting card along with Undercity Informer. If you are bringing in like Goblin Charbelcher and Lion's Eye Diamonds, you also can now activate your Undercity a little bit more easily. And we may have a bit of mulliganing, so I'm going to go ahead and skip forward. I say that, and it doesn't look like he mulled, so here we go. We've got the... I think that's the green one, but at any rate, Chrome Mox comes down, allowing for a Cabal Ritual, Elvish Spirit Guide, into Balustrade Spy, Force of Will from Peter, shuts that right down. And that is it. That is going to do it. Matt does have 2 mana available to him, so he has a chance of recouping. But now he's facing down a Rest in Peace, and this is graphic. This is real bad. Tinderwall. I mean, he can recoup. At this point, I guess Matt is hoping to draw a Undercity Informant, an Undercity Informant? I think it's Informer, and a Thassa's Oracle. At that point, you can cast your Thassa's Oracle and then sacrifice a creature to go ahead and mill yourself out in response to its trigger. So you don't really care about your graveyard at that point. So yeah, just Matt really does not have much of a chance here. Really needs to draw another Lotus Petal and a Thassa's Oracle and an Undercity Informer. Balustrade Spy would work too, but then you need a bunch more mana, which is a big ask. Yeah, if Peter has... There's the Undercity Informer. I don't understand sacrificing the Tinderwall for that. Narcomoeba. Oh, because Matt's actually trying to go beatdown. Alright. I see. The game plan is actually turning stuff sideways. Narcomoeba has left the building. Milling Peter, not great. His deck actually wants to be milling. There's Thassa's Oracle on Peter's side. Which is just going to be a blocker. Squaring off just these combo pieces, preventing life totals from shifting. Peter will find another Thassa's Oracle at some point. Presumably. Yeah. Yep, I think this one looks to be inevitable. I don't believe Matt is playing towards his Thassa's Oracle. Sacrificing that Lotus Petal, I think, pretty much ensures that. And what is that? A Thought Lash? What do we got there? Meddling Mage? But it looks like a Meddling Mage. I don't know that he has white in the deck at all. He's got the Lotus Petal. I feel like it's blue-black or blue-green. Bugs sometimes. Yeah, those Chrome Moxes being able to imprint a Narcomoeba, for example, or Pact of Negation. There's ways of making blue mana in this deck. I do believe Matt's only chance here is drawing the Thassa's Oracle. Now we've got a Thought Lash. Got a Veil of Summer played in response just to draw a card. And the cumulative upkeep begins. It would take some fairly ridiculously bad luck for Peter to not get there from here. Throws out an Intuition. That Veil of Summer would have been nice here. Intuition actually targets a player, so Veil of Summer is just a... Oh, he's got it! Oh no, that's just rude. So Peter ends up needing to use a Force of Will to push through his Intuition, mostly for the feel bads. I don't know how much it actually matters. I mean, the only thing that Matt can do that matters at this point is a Thassa's Oracle. Or anything that makes a Thassa's Oracle resolve. So I guess Veil of Summer could make it resolve. And here's Thassa's Oracle for Peter. And the library goes away. And he looks like he's hedging his bets a little bit. He's going to let that trigger resolve. A couple of Chancellors are shown here for Matt. And yeah, I think this is a fun deck to try out. But I think if you're going to do it, I believe you've got to go just full tilt and only keep... It was a Meddling Mage. Only keep just totally ridiculous cards. Of course he had white. He had Rest in Peace. You can tell I do these in one take. Hope you enjoyed it anyways. And we'll see you on the next one. That is all for this one. But don't worry, there is a lot more. You can check out our older videos, and we're always putting out new videos from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Massachusetts. If you want to help the channel, of course, you can like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you can know the next time our new videos come out. Thanks for watching.